It's the RIOT Podcast. This is the Monday, June 12th edition. And coming up in today's show will not be a food fight involving the new Grimace Shake from
Shocker.
McDonald's.
McDonald's not ready once again.
Yeah, and it's really insulting, too, because you go on the McDonald's website, and it's got the Grimace Shake right there, front and center. But you open up the McDonald's app, and it's like Grimace doesn't even exist.
Wasn't there like a burger too?
There's supposed to be a new burger that comes in a couple weeks, but also the Grimace meal for his birthday, where you get to choose whether you want a Big Mac or 10-piece nuggets with your shake.
Got it. So today was just the shake.
Today was just supposed to be the shake, and it's nowhere to be found.
Trash from McDonald's.
Uh-huh.
Because like you were able to get like a regular milkshake at this time.
Yep.
But they just didn't have the Grimace one as an option, which essentially is like, it's like a purple milkshake, right? Berry.
Yeah, it's supposed to be purple berry flavored.
Yeah, so for us this morning, disappointment. We try again tomorrow.
Yeah.
What do you think the odds are that they'll ever have it on the app in the morning?
It's a pretty big deal, it seems. So I think tomorrow. I think we can get it tomorrow. I'm going to have faith.
I don't have faith
that we can get it tomorrow.
I'm going to be frank. I don't have faith.
But
I don't know if they'll put it on the apps.
I just think Grimace deserves better than this. This is supposed to be for his birthday.
Yes, his birthday's supposed to be today.
Yeah.
Trash.
And if you can't get a birthday milkshake on your birthday, what kind of birthday is that?
Yeah, this is, if I'm looking at McDonald's website right now, Grimace's B-Day is his best B-Day. And yeah.
This is
trash.
You know what, though? If you're Grimace, this is probably what you've come to expect. He's been mistreated for so long now.
The thing is I was planning on getting McDonald's for lunch today, possibly.
Yeah.
On the way home. Because it just sounded good, and I haven't had it in a while.
But now it's left a bad taste in your mouth,
But I can't do it now because if I go through, I'm going to want to get the milkshake.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't try before the show.
You think it's actually going to be good, though?
No.
That's the other thing. It's not a flavor that sounds like a milkshake I would normally order.
I would never order a purple milkshake.
No matter what it tastes like?
No matter what it tastes like. That's definitely not my vibe. A purple milkshake, not for me, I would say. But I'm willing to try it on the show tomorrow morning just to make me happy in the morning.
Yeah.
And if we don't get to try it tomorrow, I'll tell you this. If we don't get to try it tomorrow, there's no chance we ever try it.
You're giving it up?
Not that I'm giving it up, but I just think that McDonald's won't ever pull through.
They have to have it, though. I just don't know what's going on. But you know what? I also thought, too, if there was one place I could count on, it would be McDonald's. Apparently not.
Yeah, no.
Apparently you can't count on McDonald's.
Them. Are you crazy? No chance.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll hold out hope that we're able to get the Grimace Shake. In fact, if you happen to find it, let us know. If you happen to get it yourself, you can text in at 8772 RadioU. We'll see it. Or you can leave something in the comments on our YouTube or Facebook or whatnot. But, hey, we're hopeful, but we've already been disappointed.
Yeah, at this point, McDonald's can't disappoint me any more than they have. Nothing would shock me at this point. But if you do try it, make sure you text us and tell us what you think of it so that if we never get to try it, at least we'll know what it tastes like.
All right. Sounds good. We'll just let the podcast speak for itself. What do you say?
Yep. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
We'll catch you tomorrow. It's the Riot.
Add a little Riot to your Instagram feed. Follow at RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
About time somebody dealt with this problem. It's well documented. Dogs love to chew shoes. And, you know, their favorite shoe, the shoe style for a dog to chew, I think has to be flip-flop, wouldn't you say?
They do like flip-flops. Some dogs do.
Yeah, some dogs. Not every dog. My dog would never chew a flip-flop. She would never chew any shoe. I don't think in my years of having her, she's ever chewed. She's never chewed a shoe. But I know for many dogs it is a problem. Until now, we have a Brazilian footwear company called Brizza that claims they have solved the problem of dogs chewing on flip-flops by partnering with Pedigree and Miram Brazil, an advertising agency. They have developed an unchewable flip-flop.
Made of what?
Made of
the most dog toy.
the most bitter substance known to man.
So it's flavor.
Yes. It's not that the flip-flop itself will, it's not so sturdy that it is impervious to chewing, but it tastes so bad that your dog puts this thing in its mouth one time, and your dog at that point will probably learn its lesson and maybe never lick a shoe again, never get close to one.
I can imagine, though, is there a smell that comes with this? That's what I'm thinking.
I would think so, too.
Like if it tastes bad, it has to have a smell, too, right?
Yeah, you know, I don't know if that's necessarily true, is it?
I guess it might not.
It's
You would think it has. It definitely can't.
It's a concern.
If it smelled bad, the flip-flop would be unbuyable. So
That's right.
There's no way that they could have a bad smell to it.
Yeah.
That's what you think.
But that raises an interesting point, though. You would think that based off of our feet flopping around in those flip-flops all the time, when you're wearing flip-flops, your feet get dirty. Your feet get dirty and nasty. They might not be all sweaty because they're cooped up in socks and shoes, but your feet are still nasty. It's getting all the dirt and grime and whatever that you're out walking around in, and that's all over the flip-flop. It's all over your shoe, over your foot, and then your foot is all over up in that flip-flop. You'd think that would make it taste bad enough for a dog to not want to chew on it.
They want it more, actually, if your foot's been in it.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
I think it's the saltiness
I think it is still.
and the sweatiness of your feet.
Yeah.
I think dogs like that.
My dog, Jim, doesn't mess with shoes, but he loves socks.
Mm.
Socks are his number one thing. If he's going to steal something from me, it's a sock. He loves stealing my socks. That's his number one. Does not mess with shoes at all. He could mess with shoes whenever he wants because they're always out and about. I leave it all out for him. He does not care.
Mm-hmm.
Socks, there's one on the ground. He's picking it up.
Does he prefer dirty or clean?
Dirty.
Dirty.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to need this company then to come on in and make some unchewable socks. They say that it's just an annoyance for dogs to chew up on your flip-flops and shoes, but it's actually real dangerous for them, which is why this is more than just fun and games. They're trying to do this to actually save dogs, because when dogs chew on shoes, if they wind up ingesting part of the shoe, that can be real dangerous. It gets stuck in their intestine somewhere. You can't have that. You got to get an operation, expensive. Your dog's in danger, whatever. So hopefully these unchewable flip-flops, hopefully they actually are everything they claim to be, and we can solve this problem once and for all. Stop having dogs chewing on our shoes.
I would like to request for unchewable socks next. That's my request.
I wish earlier on they made unchewable carpet. That would have been helpful to me.
Would have saved you a deposit on an apartment, huh?
Yeah, sure would. Maybe some undestroyable blinds also might be good if we're solving dog problems.
Yeah, those are better ones, I think.
Yeah.
The stories you love with the opinions you hate. The Riot Radio U.
And whether this is good or bad parenting, you've got a mom. Her son wanted a tattoo. She warned him. She said, you can get a tattoo, but it's got to mean something. If it doesn't mean anything, I'm going to get the same tattoo as you. See how you like it then.
That's a good threat. That's a good threat.
And then, sure enough, the son gets a tattoo. His chosen tattoo is tribal armband. Something tells me he wasn't tribal.
Doesn't seem like it meant anything, possibly.
Odds aren't that it actually didn't mean anything. So his mom sees the tattoo, and sure enough, she follows. So he thought she wasn't serious. She was serious. She followed through, got the tattoo, and now her son has basically stopped showing off the tattoo to anybody. It's his own secret now.
Oh, I can imagine.
Because his mom has the exact same one. Good or bad?
Oh.
Good or bad parenting right there.
See, I'm very, very torn on this because I think this is hilarious.
It's hilarious, isn't it?
Like, I think it's really funny that she did this, but at the same time, now she has this tattoo.
She's stuck with it too.
That's just totally a total petty move.
For the rest of her life, she's got a tribal armband.
To teach her son a lesson.
Yeah.
Which is wild. I would lean that I don't know. It's so funny, though. It's really hard because it's so stupid. Like, it's so dumb. And for her, like, as like an adult in the situation.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy that she would have gotten the tattoo. Like, it's a wild thing.
It's crazy that she followed through, but
Yeah.
I mean, you got to give her credit on that. You got to
Yeah,
give
she
her
did.
credit. I don't know if it.
Because he tried to call her bluff.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, I'm about it. Let's do it. I'll get to the same tattoo as you. And now the son does not even want the tattoo. He feels like an idiot now, for sure.
Yeah. He definitely, it brings down the coolness level of the tattoo, which
By
if it was a
about 10x.
tribal armband, it probably wasn't that cool to begin with. But yeah, it's way less cool now. You have the same tattoo as your mom, and it wasn't like a planned, like, oh, we're getting matching tattoos to honor whoever, because that would have meaning. I like it. I think she did a good job.
I think it's funny.
I don't know if she went about it the exact right way. I feel like she should have gotten a stupid tattoo before he even got one. If the idea was stop your son from getting a meaningless tattoo that's just going to look dumb one day, if not day one, you get the tattoo first. You sacrifice yourself. You say, look.
It's a wild thing to say.
No, because if you
expecting him to get one.
if he's been talking about, oh, I want to get a tattoo, here's the things I'm thinking about. You get it before he even gets the tattoo, because now you're both stuck with the stupid tattoo. If you got it before him and you could show, like, look, I'm 50 years old. You're going to have this same tattoo when you're 50 if you get it. That's going to look pretty dumb, ain't it?
But now I just look dumb.
Yeah. But that's what you do. That's what you do as a mom.
mistake.
That's what you do as a mom.
Terrible
You
mistake.
sacrifice yourself.
You're like, you know what, son? Don't text and drive or else you get in a car accident. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to text and drive every day until I get in a car accident. That way you never will. Like, that's what you're saying.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is insanity.
that is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what you have
that's
to do
wrong.
as a mom
Nope.
to teach your children to make sure that they learn from your mistakes.
That's a terrible take. But I will say that the comments here are totally against the mom.
Really?
Everybody's, all of them. They said, getting a copy of the tattoo of your son and saying tattoos had to be meaningful / well thought out doesn't really match. The only thing you showed him.
Her tattoo has way more meaning than his does.
Yeah.
If somebody goes up to him and asks him about his tattoo, what's he going to tell him? I thought it looked cool. If somebody goes up to her and asks her about her tattoo, she can say, I got this to teach my son a lesson.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
true. Some other one said the only thing you showed him is that you're a jerk and you don't stand behind your ideals. I'd rather have a meaningless tattoo that I like the look of than have a tattoo that permanently shows what a petty, toxic person I can be.
Whoa. Take it easy.
Another one says, so now you're an adult with a spite tattoo. You really owned your son with that move. A bunch of hate on the mom. I think it's funny, though.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's funny. If
like, would I do it? No. But for her to see from far away, I think it's funny.
yeah, it's definitely an extreme tactic to take. You have to really hate tattoos, but
You gotta really hate tattoos to get one.
Yeah, that's right.
If podcast awards were ever a thing, this show wouldn't win any. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Netflix, they've been cracking down on the password sharing. That has begun going back to, it looks like May 23rd was the first day.
They got me.
They got you. Yeah, that's
I'm
right.
done.
You're kicked off.
I'm off.
You're cut off of the stranger's Netflix account that you were using.
We tried to make ours home base
Uh-huh.
because, like, obviously, like, you can only have it at the home base.
Yeah, man, that'd be a
That'd
wild move.
We tried to make ours home base. We're
Uh-huh.
like, is this a mistake? And we were like, yes. We were trying to stay on as long as we could.
Yeah,
And then they just
and that didn't work.
we got booted.
Dang.
Yeah, so
What?
no longer have Netflix, unfortunately.
Somehow, hopefully you'll survive. For me, as far as I know, although me and my family in 2 different states, at one point it was 3 different states, 3 different addresses. As far as I know, we're still going strong.
They're coming for you.
I say that.
They're coming
but
for you.
I also don't know how the last time I checked in on Netflix to even see.
Yeah, they're coming.
Which Netflix is probably not happy to hear. Although maybe they are, because they're like, fine, if you weren't paying for it, we don't want you anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But what we're finding is the password sharing crackdown is working. According to some data from Antenna, which is a research company, they found that current Netflix signups are at a 4-year high.
Oh, because everyone's like, now I have to get it for myself. I'll just
Yep.
pay for the $10 or whatever it is now, $15.
Uh-huh.
Dang, that stinks because that means that Netflix feels validated.
Yeah. They think that they've figured something out
Feel
here.
like this is a good move for us.
Yep.
The worst.
The currently 73,000 new accounts are opened per day on Netflix, which is the highest it's been since January of 2019.
Which makes sense because like back then, Netflix maybe wasn't as popular.
It was still new.
And so people were signing up for the first time. Obviously now we were at the point, we were at a stalemate where everybody already had Netflix or you already had Hulu.
Had access to it that wanted to watch something on there, plus a bunch of people who probably didn't really care about it, but still had access to it anyways. Now, but now everybody who wants to watch something actually needs their own account, it looks like. And so Netflix, it's working for them. Now, of course, a lot of accounts have been canceled in recent days as well, but definitely not enough to make up for these record numbers of people signing up. But you know, the real bad news about this is not only that Netflix feels validated, but every other streaming service can see this and go, oh boy, we could make more money too.
That'll be disastrous for me.
It would be. It'd be just, my entire TV watching life would change if Max and Disney Plus and Hulu all start doing the same thing. It's going to be the end for me.
For me, I have Hulu, no matter what, because my roommate pays for Hulu.
Okay.
So that is ours.
They can't take that away from you.
They cannot take that away.
Unless somebody is squatting on your Hulu account like you were squatting on the Netflix account.
And they become home base before us.
Yeah, they beat you to the punch.
But we have that, and that's all we've got.
That's all you have
No
left.
more Disney Plus.
Yeah.
No more Netflix. No more YouTube TV. Nothing.
It could all come crashing down so quickly if everybody else learns something from Netflix here.
Radio U's Worst of the Riot podcast.
There's so many things that happen in TV shows like you watch, especially like older sitcoms, that happen all the time in TV shows that I don't know how much they actually happen in real life. For example, hall monitors.
Does not happen at all in real life.
You don't think that happens in real life?
0% chance.
There's
Never seen one.
Always some like hardo kid that really wants to, like boss everybody around, assert their authority, even though they're probably real dorky.
Like, has that ever been a real thing? A hall monitor?
I was homeschooled, so I didn't know. I always just went along with that story.
You thought that was real?
I didn't know. I always questioned.
Yeah, that wasn't real. At least where I went to school.
You never had a hall monitor?
That was never a thing.
Yeah, that's
if you
one.
were the hall monitor, that would have been a crazy job.
Yeah, here's another one. There's always an episode where the kids somehow get a hold of the parents' emergency credit card.
Mm-hmm.
And, maybe even the dad has like a conversation where it's like, this credit card, here we have it just for emergencies. And it somehow gets introduced to the kid. And then it's like, oh, this is an emergency. I need a popsicle or whatever. And then they run up the credit card bill. Eventually, the parents find out, of course, and somehow everything is okay. That never is like, no, our family's in financial ruin. What have you done? It always is just okay, even though that credit card was just supposed to be for emergencies. Just if you have like a really expensive auto repair or something like that.
And that does happen in real life.
What have you stolen your parents' emergency credit card?
I've never done that, but I'm sure.
You think that
kids.
happens in real? I mean, I think it happens. I think it has happened.
Yes, it's for sure happened.
I don't know.
Like some kid getting on like their dad's like DoorDash and just ordering a bunch of food or things like that, or like being on like a PlayStation or Xbox and just like using the credit card on there to buy a bunch of games and stuff like that. Like I can imagine that happening.
I think parents or kids running up the credit card bill happens. I just don't know if it's always the emergency credit card situation. And I also really don't think that, unlike on TV, I don't think most of the time the parents at the end of the day when they discover that the credit card bill has run up has just been like, all right, you're grounded for a week.
Well, I'm glad that you learned a lesson.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll cover this.
Yeah.
We'll pay the interest and everything. But I want to tell you that a lesson you can take away from that is that actually is what God is like, where you can take, he's not just for emergencies, that you can run God up whenever you need him, even if it's something as casual as I need a popsicle. I need this small little tiny thing. It's not actually an emergency, but you can call on God for that and he'll help you out. But then when the actual emergency comes up and there's actually something serious, it's not like if TV was real, you'd need to use that emergency credit card and be like, oh, sorry. can't, you're at your limit. It's like in the shows where somehow everything's fine. Somehow God can still help you out in the emergencies, even when you call on him for all the little dumb stuff too. Jesus is ready to help you with the big problems and the small problems and everything in between. And he's there whenever you need him. There is no limit. There is no max. Just start talking to him. Say, hey, God, I need some help. I've got this little thing going on. I've got this big thing going on, whatever it is. Help me out here. And he'll do it. 8772 Radio U if you've got something to say.
Wasn't that a great Riot clip? While you're here, you should watch more of our videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.